This is Brother Ira back at you with another lesson. And yeah, I'd like to Shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shah, Bashem Krakwadash, Barakatah, and double honors to the Apostle of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the bishops and the elders and the other brothers of the Akim in his truth. Yeah, and I'm like to, go into a lesson about patience. And it's something that I personal thing, I got personal thing I went through this past week, and I'd like to, share my testimony with you in the lesson, and it just, to edify, and it's about prophecy. It's gonna go into a little bit of prophecy too, that the Lord was training me. I've been in training, man. Like the other day that, I guess a power line, a power outage in the neighborhood went out. So, all the houses had lost their power. So everything had cut off. And so I guess one of my house, the power went out, lights and TV, heater, everything. So it's, and it's wintertime. It's middle of wintertime. It was cold outside, man. So I had to suffer it, It was training, man, So the next day when I went to work, I had to get up, and, plus I was, under the weather too. And I was under the weather, I went to work. And then, so I went to work, came home, they informed me that the power, I got a text message saying that my power came back on, whatever. So I came back home thinking my, electricity's back on. It wasn't, because, my circuit breaker was out. It was, saying, I was, trying to get it back on, whatever. But the case, what the point is I'm trying to make is, I realized in the spirit, I said, this is the Lord, testing me too, see if I'm, going to be paid. I'm going to apply the scriptures in this situation, because, and at the same time, I'm looking at it too. It's like, Jacob's trouble going to come, eventually I'm going to go through this again, with no power outage, with no power, electricity, no heat, no nothing, because that charagma is going to be in place, and I was meditating on that situation. So I looked at it like, oh, okay, this is a training method. This is a time for me to apply scripture at this time. So the point is, the case in point, that I had to apply patience in this, and I use scriptures. I went to the scripture. I actually applied the scripture in the situation. It helped me. And because, like, I had called my step pops to come over, He checked it out, and whatever. And I had told him the circuit breaker was bad. But then he had a friend that was an electrician. So he called his friend over, but he said he was going to come like 5 in the afternoon, later on, like 5. And I was like, man, I was sitting in this house suffering, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's cold. Man, it's brick in the house. I feel like I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, called up, I was telling my pops, I was like, yeah, man, I might call up another company. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, if I didn't apply patience in that moment, I would end up spending a little bit of money that I had in my account. But fortunately, man, the spirit hit me, man. I say, you know what? Let me suffer for a while. Let me suffer this, man. I need to suffer this. I can wait till 5, and I did, you know what I'm saying? So when he came over, all he did is went in the basement. I guess he had to hit the circuit breaker thing and make it click, make it click to make it snap over so it can hold. And then, electricity came back on. But if I wouldn't have did that, I would end up spending a little bit of money that I had. But fortunately, the spirit told me to suffer it, just suffer for a few more hours, man. Suffer for it. I had to suffer. I had to wait for like 3-4 hours. You know what I'm saying? And it was worth it, man. And it built my spirit up. So, and it inspired me to go into this lesson about patience, man, because we about to come into time, and in the Revelation, and was it 13? Revelation 13, about the, our temptation, man. And, I need to, and this is something that we all gonna have to, go through, and we're gonna have to, wait for the Lord. You know, we're gonna have to wait for the Lord, man. You know, till He show us mercy. So so this was like a perfect training ground for me. So, and I'm about to go through some scriptures on patience, and while you in your affliction, right? So, in the book, we'll start off the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 12. Rejoice in hope, and patient in tribulation. Continue instant in prayer. So in that time, in my affliction, I applied that scripture right there. I was instant in prayer. I kept praying, and what I'm saying, being patient, even though I was suffering a little bit, it was cold, what I'm saying? I had to double up on my clothes, what I'm saying? Pacing around the house, until He come, what I'm saying? It was like, man, I was getting a little frustrated. Satan was, getting on me like, man, call the other people so you can just hurry up and get it fixed. Kept telling me, I said, nah, I'm going to wait it out. I'm going to wait it out. Because, you know what I mean? The Satan was in my head getting me to doubt. But I was like, nah, if He says He's going to come, I got to trust in the Lord. I got to trust in the Lord. He said He's going to, I prayed to Him. I send the prayer up. I got to trust in Him. So He's not going to let me down. So I was just, kept my mind focused on that and kept on suffering a little bit, right? Because Satan going to talk to you. Even that hour of temptation going to come, man. You know what I'm saying? When that hour of temptation is going to be the same thing. You might be a couple of days without food, and, and Satan might be on your head, be like telling you, man, you better go down there and get chipped, man. You better go down that chipping station. Lord ain't gonna, He ain't gonna, you ain't the elect, you might have that in your thought, man. Saint might be in your mind. You are not the elect, man. He forsaken you, man. You not the elect. You not of His. You know what I'm saying? He ain't coming to deliver you. He ain't gonna give you no food. Ain't no food that ain't gonna appear in your refrigerator. Ain't no bird that gonna deliver you no food. You better go down there and get that chip, man. This is reality, man. You on your own. He left you out for dead out here. But you gotta still be patient, man. Right? The book of Romans, here's another chapter, another precept. The book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 25. But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. So I gotta do that, man. If I believe and I believe that I'm the hopeful elect, you know what I'm saying? I gotta wait for it, man. I gotta be patient and suffer and wait for it, because the Lord He may have you waiting for a while. He may have you suffering for a few days to see if you're gonna wait for Him. Do you trust Him? Do you believe in Him? And we gotta exercise that, man. Because we coming in that dark time. We moving closely and fastly to that time, man. And man, listen, I had to realize that when I was going through that little short affliction, I looked at it was training. I said, you know what? Let me calm my spirit down. Let me realize this is what's going to be happening. So by me being all hasty and impatient, let me apply the scripture right now. Let me, exercise this now, because and I realized that was the Lord doing that to see, training me. That's training that was like the X-Men. You in the danger room. He want to see, if I'm gonna apply these scriptures, man. I'm gonna apply what I learned in that dark time, man. He want to see what I learned, man. And at the same time, I was under the weather. I just getting over a flu, So I was just thinking like, man. I was getting impatient for a minute, man. I was getting kind of worried, but like I said, it was like suffer. You're gonna suffer for a season, man. You're gonna suffer for a season. You're gonna suffer affliction for a season. So I had to really gird up my mind on that situation, right? So I'm gonna hit you with another one. I'm gonna finish with this. Romans chapter 8, verse 25. But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. So some things we hope for things that we don't see far off, because in that situation even though I knew eventually that I'm gonna get my gas and electricity back on, things are gonna be working anyway, you know what I'm saying? But it could have been bad. It could have, he could have came here and couldn't fix it. It could have been something more deeper than it just the circuit breaker. It needed to be, I needed to hit it to make sure it clicked It could have been something internal inside the electrician. It could be a shortage or something that I would have been, had to wait a whole week, You know what I'm saying? But still, I had to exercise that, you know what I mean? I had to still perform and be patient and wait for it, for the Lord to do his work, and show me, and, wait for his mercy. And he showed me mercy, right? So, but when this hour of temptation come, this is like for something, it's going to be when you ain't got no food in your refrigerator, no nothing. And, that's going to be the ultimate test right there. That's going to see where your faith is really at, because you're going to have to believe that even though your electricity out, nothing, no heat, no nothing in the house, you got no food, nothing in the house, that you got to believe if you take a little nap and you happen to get up in the morning to go use the bathroom, and you see the light in the kitchen and you go walk in the kitchen, and then you open up the refrigerator, there's food in there. That's the type of faith that we got to have. We got to have that juggernaut faith, the unstoppable faith, man. And, that's where, that's next level faith. And we, things that's far off, you see things that's far off, like, and you got to still have that vision to see that it's going to happen. Lord going to make it happen. Do you believe that can happen? And that was, to me, that kind of put my faith on a whole nother level. What happened to, the other day to me, So, that I had to make a lesson on that, Excuse me if I'm sound like I'm rambling. I'm trying, I'm a little nervous, but, I'm trying to get it right. But, but the book of Romans chapter 8, verse 25, but if we hope for that we see not. So if we hope for something that we see not, that's the kingdom too, Then do we, with patience, wait for it? Yeah, we got to suffer. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to suffer to get to the kingdom of heaven, man. We're going to have to suffer for the Lord to show you mercy in that time of trouble comes, right? Let's go to Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Right? So don't make hasty moves, man, because you're suffering. You want something to happen now, because if you do that, if I would have just jumped out the window and say, no, I'm going to call these other people. I'm not going to wait for your friend, man. I want heat right now, man. I'm cold. I would have ended up spending a lot of bit of money that I had. You know what I'm saying? I would have been broke right now. But see, at least with patience, that saved my couple of dollars. He ain't charged me. He just came in. He did what he had to do, and the shit came back on. And that was good, man. And then the Lord let me allow me to see that. Like, see, if I would have jumped out the window, you know what I mean? I would have been paid. I had to pay, and then would have been broke. You know what I mean? And that goes into when the charagma, man. When you sitting there, you suffering, you waiting 2-3 days, and you feel like, man, he ain't coming to feed me, man. And then you go jump out the window, go down and get that chip, and then the blessing come. You know what I'm saying? Then you missed out. Then now you about to be destroyed because you lost patience. That's what scripture said, woe to them who lost patience, So, that's a lesson to me. I say, I actually applied scripture at that time. I went into a scripture, and then I prayed to Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, threw up prayers. And then I had to suffer it. Then I just sat and suffered for that season, man. The book of Psalms. So the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 7, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. So that's Satan, man. That's Esau Edom, man. He bring wicked devices, which is that chip. That's something that he's going to bring to you to test your faith, to see if you believe in what you say you believe in. He's going to advertise goodies and stuff like that in your face to make you want to forget your power, man. Forsake him. He's gonna come in your mind and say, "Hey, man, you gotta come down and get." He may use your woman, man, to come, or your friend or somebody, like, you need to go down there and get that chip, man. God ain't gonna kill you because you took this microchip, man. You gotta eat. You gotta eat. Satan gonna jump on a lot of these people, man. So you gotta do, you gotta show further patient, man, faith for the Yahweh Shai. So, he could deliver you from this trouble that's coming in, man. And that was that was training me. That was training for me, yesterday. You know what I mean? That was training. I had to suffer 24 hours for a while, you know what I mean? When it first happened, you know what I'm saying? But I got through it. Scripture said, endure hardness like a good soldier. Let's get that. I'm going to come back to that, Endure hardness like a good soldier. I had to use that scripture to come out. The book of Timothy, the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. See, you got to endure hardness, man. You got, excuse me, Shalai. You got to endure hardness like a good soldier. And that was a perfect example for me enduring hardness, man. It was a little bit of hardness, but, I had to suffer to being cold, no heat, no electricity, being in the dark. You was worrying about your food may get, run bad because, but luckily it was in the wintertime, so the house was already cold, so that kept it, kept the food sustained, Yeah, I'm gonna read the scripture again, the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Mashiach, man, because Yahweh Shai, he's toughening us up for these days about to come. So I look at that, like I said, was training for me, getting me ready for the battle that's about to come, man, and a lot of these other brothers that's supposed to be Israelites, man, they're not teaching about the charagma, Jacob's trouble. They think they're gonna, they partying, having feasting and stuff like that, man. They're gonna have a problem, man, when they can't eat, when they ain't got electricity, they're not gonna be trained and ready, ready for it. They're not gonna be built up for what's coming, man, because they're not been exercised and going through hard times, man. They've been having good times and living good, so they leaders not building them up for what's about to come. So yeah, man. So a lot of them are gonna fall into that mischief and getting that chip. Right? Verse 4. Let's go. The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 4. No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier, right? Because the Lord choose you to be the soldier. You shouldn't be entangling yourself in this world of dainty things and fun, and you know what I'm saying? You got to be a stoic, you know what I mean? You got to suffer. You got to, during these hard times, man, not having a life of pleasure of relaxing, sleeping, and going out to trips and dealing with getting money, dealing with women, living the best life that you can, man. You got to go without some things, man. And this truth, especially, man, you got to, find some discipline, right? If any man also strive for mastery, yet is he not crowned, except he strives lawfully. See, the Lord, if you want to strive for mastery, you gotta, you gotta go through the hard times, man, so you can get that crown, man, so the Lord can crown you and you strive lawfully, man. Don't take no shortcuts, man. Don't trying to be underhanded in this truth, man, because the Lord, Yahweh Shai, see you, so you can't. The angels is watching you. You got to go through the straight gate, man. You know what I'm saying? You fall a lot. It's the right side is water, the left side is fire, man. You got to walk that straight line, man. It's no shortcuts, man, in this truth, man. There's no way you can escape Yahweh Shai, man. So, they watching you, make sure you're you you being honest, you being fair, not taking no shortcuts, not being underhanded, not trying to be slick. I mean, there's no way you can anyway, so you have no choice, right? The book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 6. Be careful for nothing, but in everything but prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Let your requests be made known unto Yahweh. So I let my requests be known to Yahweh, man. And I did everything in prayer, and the Lord answered my prayers. He allowed me to suffer, and then my step-pop's friend came over and he fixed the circuit breaker, man, and he ain't charged me nothing, man. It was nothing broke. It's just something that I had to, do. I didn't even want to mess it up, so I just left it alone. And, he came in, he just did something, and everything cut back on. And I was back up and running, man. And that was a great testimony for me, man, to see that. And I actually applied the scripture, man. I remember Apostle Gabar has said that, when you go in these times, apply scripture, man. Ask the Lord, man, in that situation when you're going through that, man, and the Lord gonna see you serious and He gonna work for you, and that actually worked for me. All praises to the elder for giving out that lesson some months back. Double honors to that elder, Apostle Gabar. And it's another precept. Hold on. Yeah, this is a perfect one right here. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 9. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosoms of fools. See, because if I would have been so hasty and being mad because my electricity out, it was cold, frustrated, I'd have did something foolish, and then I would have lost, then I'd have spent a little bit of money I had, knowing it was something real easy that he would have came here, I'd have spent $50. And then when my pops had a friend that did the same thing, he just came in and he charged me nothing, So a good thing I wasn't hasty in the spirit, you know what I mean? Being, let Satan get to me, you know what I mean? And I kept calling my step pops, like, is your friend gonna come? You sure? Because I don't want him just to look at it and he come. If you want to call your friend, if you got somebody else that you want to call that other company. And I was like, nah. Something told me like, nah. I know what? I'm gonna be patient. You know what? I said, nah. I know what? I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna wait, and I had to wait it out, right? So and I did, I was patient, you know what I'm saying? And then I ain't spent no money, no nothing. I was able to buy me some yayan today, and just relax, you know what I'm saying? The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4. Charity suffereth long and kind. Charity inventeth not. Charity vaunteth not itself. It's not puffed up, If I would have been puffed up thinking my way would have been better, like I said, I'd have been probably out of $50. I'd have probably had like $20 on my account or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that was charity on my step pop's half, you know what I'm saying? Because, he called up a friend real quick for me. He at church, he ain't a Christian, he is a 7-day Adventist. You know what I'm saying? So, he called somebody in the church and they came and the Lord put the spirit on them, to come help me out. I'm going to get that scripture. Hold on. I'm going to get that precept too. Hold on. right? The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 7. When a man ways please the Adawan, he will make even his enemies to be at peace with him. So when you do things, even though they're Christians, he ain't my enemy, but he make if my enemies peace with me. You know what I'm saying? So he helped me out. My step pops. He called us somebody from his church. They ain't my enemy, but they 7-Day Adventists, man. That's what 2/3 what you will call them, but they still help me out. My pops know what I'm into. You know what I'm saying? And he came over, helped me out, fixed the my circuit breaker real quick. It wasn't broke. It just needed to be switched back, and I didn't know how to. It was something I had to do to make it click over so it can stay. You know what I mean? And it worked. You know what I mean? So, the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 7. When a man ways please the other one, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. So yeah, the Lord, my ways please the Lord. The Lord see me being patient and trusting him. And I applied scripture at that moment. I read, I went to my Bible, I read some scripture, some precepts, and prayed, you know what I'm saying? Gave supplications to the Lord, and he made things happen for me, man. So that was just a little accomplishment. I overcame a situation at the time. So that was like I said, because I had to say to myself, this is how it's going to be in Jacob's trouble when all hell break loose. When there's no electricity, no power, no nothing, what I'm going to do? You know what I mean? If I'm supposed to be in this truth and I've been laboring, I don't want to be impatient, make the wrong move, and then all of my suffering and training I've been doing, all to that point, it was all in vain. It'd be all for nothing. So I had to, show that I've been paying attention, showing that, faith, and due diligence, you know what I'm saying, and hard work that I've been doing. I don't want to be for be in vain. I don't want to be for nothing. So I had to show that. I had to show that faith to the Yahushua, man, to see if I'm really real about this truth, man, or if I'm just faking it. Because a lot of brothers going, some of us might be faking it, saying that they got faith and they really don't. When the hard times come, and then they tap out. I don't want to be that guy. So I had to show and prove. I'm gonna go back to the precepts. Hold on. Here we go. The book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up the wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. See, the Lord said, if you wait on him, he's going to renew our strength. We're going to have patience. We're going to have to go suffer a lot of ups and downs and stuff like that. Things not going right in your life. But the Lord said he's going to renew your strength, man. Body elements. He said he's going to give us our strength back in due time. If we faint not in this truth, man, don't give up. Tap out when trouble comes, So, and I'm going to end this lesson with Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8. Better is the end of a thing in the beginning thereof, and the patient in the spirit is better than the proud in spirit. See, better is the beginning of a thing. Sometimes it's best to go, get it out the way, man. Go through it first, man. And then at the end, when you patient, you suffer. So when the end come, you went through it, hey, man, you're going to come out on top, right? Because it's better, it said this, because thereof, the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Because that person that's proud, he don't want to wait for nothing. He want to take shortcuts to get it done, to get things done, to see progress. That person, that proud spirit, going to be the one that's going to be destroyed. That's the one that's going to jump out the window and go get that charagma when times are rough, man. When they's like, man, listen, I hear that. you know, the Lord gonna have to destroy me, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get that chip, man. I got kids, I got bills. I ain't about to suffer like that. And a lot of people gonna fall for that, man, because they real proud. They don't, you know, really don't believe, you know. And I just talking about people that's in the, you know, in the world, really 2/3. You know what I'm saying? Even some brothers might be in the truth. That's, you know that they're Israel. That's teaching the doctrine. Some of them are gonna lose faith and jump out the window, you know. And I hope that ain't me. I don't put that on nobody. I just hope that I continue, you know, to strive for masteries, man, and possess my soul, and you know, in that time of trouble, man, and wait on the Lord, you know. Let's get another precept. No. So, right, the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 19, in your patience possess ye your souls, right? In your patience possess your souls, man. Make sure, you know, discipline, show discipline, man. Focus, man. Don't lose the sight of what's, you know, what can happen. You know what I'm saying? Don't get discouraged. Don't let Satan get in you. Don't let nobody come to you trying to make you jump out the window, man. You know, stay on the course, man. Stay focused. You know, in your time of trouble, possess your souls, man, because it's gonna be a lot of temptation coming out here, man. It's gonna have people gonna come. Saint gonna send people to make you want to go off. You know, like the scripture said, don't let nobody take your crown, man, because the Lord said He got a crown for you. You know, so you know. So like the book of Luke 21 verse 18 said, like, but there shall not a hair of your head perish, and your patience possess ye your souls. And when you shall see Jerusalem, well, that's going to another, but you know. So like I said, the Lord said He promised you no hair, no strain of your hair will perish, and your patience possess your souls, and don't you know, like I said, don't veer off, man. Don't let Saint take you out of the course, man. Don't let him take you off your square, man. And stay on course, and just focus at the, you know, the gold mark, man. Is to get the kingdom, man. Is get your crown, man. So I'm gonna end this lesson, and I like to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakwadash, double honors to Apostle Great Millstone. Shalom.